Goddamn tweet and the lying. Oh my God, I'm talking too freely, but this goddamn tweet and the lying. Oh my God, I'm talking too freely, but the change of stories, the lack of preparation, the lying, the holy. But he's appealing to the base. What they're doing with the kids at the border.
That was Donald Trump's sister, Marianne Trump Berry, speaking frankly about Trump in a leaked recording obtained by the Washington Post. This has just been released, and this is just one section of it. What you're hearing is a frank discussion about how Donald Trump, on everything from his policies to his integrity to how he's just out for himself, is not a man fit for the job he has. And again, this is his sister. You might not have heard too much about her because from my perspective, even as somebody who follows the news, I haven't heard much about her either. But she's a very accomplished woman in her own right. She was a U.S. Circuit judge, a very, very high-ranking judge in the United States, had a very, a successful career, and she does not speak kindly of her brother here. You can see it. The whole narrative here is that Donald Trump just lies, just muddles his way through things, doesn't care about the American people, only cares about his base, but he doesn't even really care about them. He only cares that his base likes him. It doesn't matter if his base is actually doing well. It doesn't matter if their lives are actually getting better. As long as they like the Donald is happy. And that's what it is. And there's other clips. I'll play you one more right now, which corroborates evidence from Mary Trump, Donald Trump's niece, that he basically cheated his way in to an elite university back when he was a young man because he couldn't get in on his own merits.
Well, he's always been this way. I guess.
But he was a tough kid, right?
He was a brat.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't mean tough.
They said
a brat or temper tantrums,
I drove him around New York City to try to get him into college. He ended up in Fordham. I got him in somehow. Before I had any real Catholic roots.
Right.
But I didn't get him in, but I know he didn't get into college. And he went to Fordham for 1 year, and then he got into University of Pennsylvania. I guess he had somebody to take the exams.
No way.
And
he had somebody take his entrance exams?
SATs or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus.
That's what I believe. I even remember the name.
Oh, man.
But then he,
but
now when you do, when he does stories, he never mentions Fordham.
Of course not.
Oh, my God.
No, he went to the Wharton School, which also isn't true. He didn't go. He went to the University of Pennsylvania.
Went to University of Pennsylvania.
And took a couple of classes, I guess, at Wharton.
Oh, that's insane. That's him. So, and I did his homework for him.
So you can see, even from his earliest days, he's been sort of a fraud. And I've noted this, that Donald Trump represents more than maybe anybody else the hypocrisy of the American elite. Because in their mind, what they have, they earned. That in the United States, if you're rich and successful, it's because you deserve to be rich and successful. And if you're poor and you're unsuccessful or you struggle, it's because you or your family or whatever have failed and you deserve your suffering. And what we see with Donald Trump, more than most rich people, but not all rich people, of course, is the idea that when the game is already rigged in your favor and you lose, aka you have all the advantages, all the wealth, all the access to the best, tutors and the best education money can buy growing up, and you still can't even get into a decent school, you rig it harder. You get someone to write the SAT for you. You do whatever you can to make the game that's already tilted in your favor even more tilted. It shows just how rigged the system is that a man with Donald Trump's intellect, or lack thereof, has been able to be so successful throughout his life despite not doing much to earn it. There's another clip here too, and I think this really epitomizes the whole tale. I want to play it for you.
Donald's out for Donald, period. When he started to say something to me, boy, look at what I've done for you. And I said, you have done nothing. Deliberately. I have never asked him for a favor.
Donald is out for Donald. If there's one thing from this clip that I think is going to be used in attack ads against Trump, whether it's by the Biden campaign or by third-party groups that don't like Donald Trump, that are, anti-Trump or pro-Biden or a mix of both, this will be it. Donald is out for Donald. This is from his sister, and she notes here that Donald Trump tried to tell her that, I've done so much for you. And his sister says something very telling. She says, I deliberately never put myself in a situation to need his help, because she knew that Donald Trump is not a person that would ever help someone out of the goodness of his heart, even his own sister, even his own flesh and blood. He wouldn't do it. And so she did everything she could to earn it on her own, probably from help from her rich family as well, but certainly maybe not from her brother, to become a successful woman, to rise up the judicial ranks and have a, bright career on her own terms. And that she didn't want to have any help from her brother because Trump would use that against her, like he tried to, even when he didn't help at all. Is this the sort of clip that's devastating for the Trump campaign? Guys, I'd like to say yes, but honestly, I don't know. Trump's base is so devoted. They're so locked in. They're so fanatical in a way that I don't even know if this is going to matter. There were so many times in 2016, so many times, that Donald Trump did something, either from his past or during the campaign or both, that made people say, this is over. Campaign over. Hillary Clinton, welcome, Madam President. The job is yours. Game over. That Access Hollywood tape, for instance, was something most people thought, done and dusted Donald. And it didn't. Man still won. Won because of our broke in the Electoral College, yes, but he still won the election. And so I'm under no illusion that this tape, even though it's from his sister, and even though it's so candid, and even though it tears down the idea of Donald being a bright guy, it tears down the idea of Donald being a family man, it tears down the idea of Donald working for his base, it tears down the idea of Donald being, focused on his job. I don't know if this is going to really tear him down. But if there are any remaining types of conservatives like those in the Project Lincoln, like those like John Kasich, the type of Republicans that spoke at the Democratic convention, maybe this will flip those last few voters. And I think one area this might have a bit of an effect on are the remaining white educated women with Trump and the Republicans. That used to be a reliable base for conservatives. White women from suburbia with college degrees. They used to be more Republican than Democrat. But especially in the last couple years, they've gone wholesale to the Democrats. But the Republicans still have a lot of college-educated women on their side. A lot of, non-college educated white women especially, beyond that. But I wonder if a very accomplished, very professional sister of Donald Trump, speaking so frankly, might give some of those women a bit more pause. That's where I could see this playing a bit of a role. You have somebody who they can identify with, a woman that worked very hard to achieve her own career, and she has a loser brother that got more than she did, working way less for it. I think a lot of those women can identify with that story. So we'll see if this plays a role. I'm skeptical, but nonetheless, this is incredibly newsworthy. And guys, just purely honestly, it's really, really juicy drama. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.